Okay, thank you. How good to be here for another full and vibrant and challenging Pink Therapy conference. I founded the first professional organisation in Britain for queer issues in therapy and related fields, which was called the Association for Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual Psychologies in 1992. And I've been passionately committed to moving this work forward ever since. I've been a humanistic and formative therapist, a supervisor and trainer for 25 years, and an honorary clinical associate at Pink Therapy since its inception. And Dominic and I co-edited the Pink Therapy trilogy together in '96 and 2000. That's that bit. Okay. Love is hard to pin down, isn't it? It's difficult to be precise with labels or to make boundaries for our feelings. Same-sex desire, multi-sex desire, and asexuality have been part of human experience since the earliest recorded times. In 1800 BC, a poet writes of a god seducing a young man with, "What a lovely bum you have." This seems not, however, to have defined a person's identity, as it has come to do in more modern times. Indeed, most of the labels that we are still using for our loves and desires are 19th century inventions. Until the 1850s, people were not really defined, and nor did they define themselves, as altogether different from other people, by virtue of their desires and sexualities. It is, of course, our biological imperative as a species for most of us to reproduce and to provide care for our exceptionally dependent young within our tribes, while others fill vital alternative roles. In some societies, therefore, same-sex love has always been accepted or tolerated, provided it did not interfere with one fulfilling one's social roles by marrying and having children. And this is as true today as in earlier histories worldwide. Censorship, persecution, and silence have, however, largely written same-sex desire out of history. Latterly, queer studies have helped to show us that heteronormativity is not so normal after all. A more complex and a more interesting view of the world is becoming increasingly possible. Our own history at Pink Therapy describes an interesting trajectory. The ALGBP arguments with European colleagues in the early 90s echo Cameron's last week. We were fighting for the UK division to be treated differently, as we would not accept their exclusion of non-psychologists or of bisexuals. The first Pink Therapy book was called Therapy with L, G and B. The next two, L, G, B and T. And we've now moved from being sexual minorities almost all the way to claiming majority status as wide communities of gender and sexual diversities. I was moved to make this book, The Marrying Kind, by the life stories of many men coming to my bi and gay men's therapy group over 25 years, or to see me individually, who were in turmoil about the impact that their same-sex desire was having, or had had or could have, on their marriage to a woman. I had myself been heterosexually married at 20 for 12 years, though my wife knew that I was bi when we met, and sexuality played almost no part in our separation. It was apparent that there existed no helpful resource materials in a British context, or any published examples of similar struggles to model the varying possibilities of resolution. So I had, as is common, both professional and personal motives for writing